mesh
I
up
think
that
it's
well.
stupid that you can't be cool with somebody, or you can be cool with somebody through your whole life, and then they become Republicans, and you're a Democrat, and you're just okay. We're not gonna be friends now. It's like everyone has different views on life or government or policy or religion or whatever it is. Like, so we can't coexist because your views are just a little different than mine.
But he's not. I don't think you should murder them. What do you mean you can't coexist?
Like if you was a Republican or I was a Republican,
You're saying that we can't be friends? Is what you're saying?
yeah, like we can't be how we are now. Like if I was a Republican,
I would pick your brain a little bit. I would pick your brain. I would try to.
That's crazy.
Do y'all think it's possible to be friends with someone that's homophobic? You think you have to?
It's gonna be. I like I said, bro. I cut that. That's really where I cut the line. Homophobia, vaccines, and thieves. Like I can't get down with people like that. Once I see those traits in you, I start to back away and start to like. And if they ask me like, "Yo, how come you stop hitting me up?" I'll let them know, like, dude, you know that shit you be doing, the shit you be saying, that shit is not cool with me.
So for me, I think it depends on. You're telling mute yourself. I think it depends on the extent of the homophobia. I think. I think we could all agree like homophobia is not good, but I think there's like it's a spectrum, and then there's also like for example, like I'm saying, right, like I grew up Catholic, right? If you would have talked to me at a certain point in time, I'd have said some things that me right now wouldn't be cool with, and I wouldn't want to be friends with myself, right? But I have friends, right, that have like homophobic tendencies, but throughout the years they're moving along a path that I think is good. You know what I'm saying? So I think like, you know, I have family that might be like, yo, like I don't got nothing wrong with gay people. I don't have no problems with them or nothing like that. But like I don't like seeing like two men kissing or holding hands, right? Like if that's somebody's view, right? I would be like, you know, I would talk to them about it and be like, why that's fucked up. But I wouldn't view that necessarily as like unforgivable, like I'm cutting you off from my life type of shit. Because I feel like you're like in the area where like a couple conversations, some exposure to different groups and cultures, and it's like, you might have like a changed opinion over time.
So you won't stop talking to them or being their friends if they viewed it as
like if being around gay people made them uncomfortable, which is really what I'm saying. No, I wouldn't. But I think there's degrees to that, right? Like if somebody's like, nah, fuck, like, oh fuck, I don't ever want to be around gay people and shit like that, I'd be like, I would not want to be that person's friend. Or like you have people that are like Doe mentioned earlier, parents abusing their children over being gay. I think that shit's unforgivable, and I wouldn't want anything to do with that person. Or people that are like, if my kid was gay, I would kick them out or do conversion therapy or disown them and things like that. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think those are lines that we're crossing that I wouldn't want anything to do with.
Wait.
So pause. Just to call it out a little bit more cleanly. This has been an ongoing discussion we've had this week. The conversation is basically, to what level do you need to respect other people's opinions if you're going to be in some kind of relationship with them, whether it's a friendship, actual relationship, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Go back to that conversion therapy.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
is
this a thing.
I'm assuming that this is something that if I come out gay, my parents want to put me in therapy to change me back straight.
And that is? And they basically abuse you. They're usually religious services, and they typically will abuse you. They give you like,
oh yeah, I'm straight as a fucking edge. Oh yeah, straight as fuck. Yeah, and then they get the fuck out of there and they go live their life. But a lot of people resist, and they're like, no, this is who I am. And those people go through a very hard fucking time, bro.
That's insane.
I don't know. I think you should read more up on it and stuff like that. I don't think saying that the smart people do something is accurate.
No, I'm not saying like that. I mean, maybe the lucky gut people like just lie and like.
Yeah, I'm saying you should like
read up on it
into those conversion therapies, because it's really fucked up. Like how
they do like shock therapy and everything.
Yeah. I'm not even saying like the actions that they're doing are bad. They're clearly bad. I'm saying that it's more of a mental fuck up, because a lot of people, the people that would put their children in a conversion therapy are typically very religious people, right? That also means they raise their kids very religious. So their kids grow up knowing that in church and all that, in religion, like gay is bad, being homosexual is bad. So they have this struggle within themselves already. A lot of times when a parent is like, yo, we're going to put this kid in conversion therapy, that kid is accepting of that because they know that what they feel and what they think is a sin in their religion. And when they go to those conversion therapies, a lot of those kids initially want to be converted because they're all, they're like already like mentally fucked up.
Crazy. I didn't know that.
It's really fucked up. And a lot of people come out of that thinking that they're actually straight now. Like they're no longer, they are converted now.
That's crazy.
The guy who pretty much invented these conversion therapies is a gay man who's been converted through it, and he's now openly gay, and he regrets like ever like trying to come up with all this. Is a really fucked up story. Like how all this stuff plays out is really like a big mental fuckery, because like they themselves grew up religious. They themselves know that the feelings they're having are a sin, and they themselves don't want to be sinful, but they themselves want to accept themselves as well. And a lot of them go willingly into these places. And because I say willingly, I don't know. Obviously it's not willingly in the sense that like, if you're fucking with somebody's mind to make a certain decision, then they're not really giving consent. I'm saying that in the moment they're agreeable to it because of the ways in which they've been raised,
Yeah, if your option is to be disowned by your family and cut off, or to go into conversion therapy and get right in the eyes of the Lord, like, yeah, you're going
easy
to
choice.
Yeah, you're going to
like you're like, oh, obviously I want to go to heaven for eternity. Like how, like I don't know.
That's brainwashing really 101 right there.
Not to mention you grow up and you're supposed to be able to trust your parents and know that they know what's right for you. And some people are not cut out to be parents.
No, that's a fact. It's a 100% Fendi.
So, do y'all have Republican friends? We all lean at least centrist, if not left, on this for the most part. There might be some issues that are a little bit more conservative for some of us, but do y'all think you can have Republican friends? Do you think that is a thing? I've got some libertarian friends. I've got some Republican adjacent people, but like, I don't know if I've got any straight like Republican friends. I don't know if our ideals could mesh up.
I think
that
it's
well.
stupid that you can't be cool with somebody, like, or you can be cool with somebody through your whole life, and then they become Republicans, and you're a Democrat, and you're just okay. We're not gonna be friends now. It's like everyone has different views on life or government or policy or religion or whatever it is. Like, so we can't coexist because your views are just a little different than mine.
Well, he's not. I don't think you should murder them. What do you mean you can't coexist?
Like if you was a Republican or I was a Republican,
you're saying that we can't be friends? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like we can't be how we are now. Like if I was a Republican,
I would pick your brain a little bit. I would pick your brain. I would try to.
That's crazy.
Because there are some non-negotiables for me. If you think that like the solution to illegal immigrants is to put brown people in camps in the middle of the fucking desert and basically give them minimum amounts of water and food and not grant them the same asylum that you grant other groups, no, I don't think that we can. I don't think we can fuck with each other. If you think that gay people shouldn't be allowed the same rights and freedoms as us, or any other marginalized part of the LGBTQ experience shouldn't be allowed the same rights as other people. I don't think that we agree on a fundamental level about what empathy is and what it means to be a good human. So no, I don't think that we could be friends.
Once I hear that somebody likes Donald Trump and they're a Trumper, it's very hard for me to want to be friends or around that people, family included.
Well, those people obviously have a break from reality because you can show them footage of, man, I'd hate mentioning Trump on this podcast. I really do, because I wish that man would just fade into obscurity. But those Trump supporters, you can straight up show them footage of this man saying things, and it's not proof enough for them. They're always like, well, what he actually meant was, well, why didn't he fucking say that? Why he can use his words? He's got 20 microphones in front of him. Why didn't he say what he actually means then, instead of calling all brown people rapists and murderers?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you guys broke it down. I was just literally trying to see, like, you guys went really in depth with it, but if people were fucking Republicans or Democrats or liberals, like
libertarians,
or libertarians, a perfect actual word. I don't think I would necessarily hate you. I would say that your views are misguided, and keep it 100. But I wouldn't. If Doughboy wanted to become a Republican all of a sudden, I'd be like, why? And then I'll try to see what his reasoning is for. Maybe he doesn't follow 100% of the Republican ways, because there are some Republicans that don't agree with the Mexican thing or the gay pride hateful shit that they do or say. So, I mean, does that not make him Republican then?
I mean, those things aren't inherently Republican, right?
I mean, that's how you guys just put it.
Well, I never actually got to respond to you. I didn't actually say
go ahead, my
words. So you said that you think it's stupid that if you had a friend that is Republican and then you were like, I don't want to be their friend anymore, like, you think that's stupid. I would say that you aren't fully thinking of the ramifications of, like, what a political choice is and what a vote means, or what the impact of your vote is. Like, if it's unfortunate, right? Because I'm with you. Like, I have friends that are Republicans, right? And I'm not like immediately like unfriending them, even though I think I should. Like, I view it more like, what pieces do they believe or agree with, right? That I think are hateful enough that I'm like, all right, this is where I draw the line. And that's even me being a bit
nice about
contradicting myself. No, I'm not being that. I'm saying that's even me, like, contradicting myself in a sense of contradicting my beliefs, because the reality is that if you voted for Donald Trump, all those kids that ended up in cages, like, you green lit that. Like, whether you agree with it or not, you did. Like, your vote caused that to happen. Right.
Now let's also mention, though, that Biden is continuing a lot of these same policies, and that's a real piece of shit move. And I'm gonna have to think real fucking hard about where I'm tossing my vote in this next election.
The Obama administration built the camps, so it's like, it goes back.
I mean, that's very.
Is that a whole segment? Is that another?
Well, it's complicated because some of these places were built for reasons, and then other people use those places for different reasons. And then right now, the Biden administration, they are using those camps, and the people are in cages, but they're not separating family. They're not separating children and their parents the way that Donald Trump and them were. And the reason these places are oftentimes being used is because it's what's available. Like, and the whole Kids with Cages, like, as a slogan, it was very sensationalizing, like, what was happening. Like, it's worded that way to, like, get a reaction or whatever. The reality is, the problem is that you're separating, you got two people you catch coming over the border that are coming over illegally, and there's an adult and a child. and they were ripping that adult and the child apart and putting the adult in one place and the child in another place, and then just having them fend for themselves. Like, that's abusive in and of itself. The reasoning was, well, you don't know if that person was actually sex trafficking that kid or blah. Like, that was kind of like the guise that they used to like justify those actions. But we're like getting in the weeds or whatever. I'm saying though, these places are built near the border, and there's like a crazy influx of like illegal immigrants. So they were using those, like the Biden administration is like still using those places to kind of like sort out what they're gonna do with those like people. It's fucked up because they're not the most like
good looking, friendly places.
No, not good looking. Conditions are terrible for people. Like, these are not places that people need to be living in at all. So it's definitely fucked up.
Yeah, they barely are meeting the needs for survival, especially in these border areas where, fuck man, the real feel in Texas yesterday, I want to say, was like 108 degrees here in Austin.
Right.
Imagine being in a tent out in the fucking sun with no shade for that. Like,
right. So, I mean, if they're not making moves towards correcting this, building newer facilities or updating them to more livable standards, then yeah, like we need to vote for different people and support different people for sure.
What are unbreakable things for you, Tony? Like, what would stop you from being someone's friend? What is an opinion they could hold that would stop you from being someone's friend?
Stealing. Couldn't be around a stealer. If you steal from that person, you could steal from me. Same thing with cheating. Like, and
is it the act of cheating, or is it thinking that cheating's not wrong? Like, it would be a habitual cheater, like, because stealing isn't in and of itself like an opinion on things, but your opinion could be like, stealing isn't that bad. Here's what my opinion is. Like, what?
Right, like, is there an opinion that someone could have?
Like, what? Like, be like I don't want to be cool with them. Like, what if my opinion was that stealing from corporations is not wrong, but stealing from people is wrong? And let's say that I was all on board. We go to Target, I'm tossing shit into my pocket.
Some Robin Hood shit? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah. So would that
steal from the rich to give to the poor?
No, I mean, I would just be giving to myself.
Give to himself.
But would that be a friendship breaking opinion? Is thinking that stealing from corporations is right, but stealing in general is wrong?
I think stealing in general is wrong. Stealing from corporation.
So he's asking. You're saying that if you knew someone was a thief, you wouldn't want to be friends with them.
If Pucho was stealing from Doughboy, I wouldn't want to fuck with Pucho.
Yeah. Oh my god. But if I stole from Publix, would you be my friend? Is what Mateo's asking. Yes.
For yourself,
you would be my friend.
Probably.
100%. You have friends that are thieves. Come on.
Nigga done walked off with a couple of pub sub sandwiches without paying for them before. I'm just gonna be out and throw that out.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. No, yeah, I guess in that aspect, yes, I'll still be your friend. But like stealing from friends and shit, I don't fuck with that. Like, if corporation shit, maybe because it doesn't affect me negatively, okay, I wouldn't give a fuck. Maybe there's my middle grounds for that. Right. But
now more specifically, we're saying, is there an opinion that someone could have, of a thought, a belief that would be like, I'm not going to be friends with this person?
For stealing? Or just in general?
Just in general. Just in general.
Why are you stuck on stealing?
Hyper focusing.
I don't know, because y'all niggas was hyper focusing on the stealing, so I was just like,
you brought up stealing. You're the one who
I gave two options: stealing, cheating, and like raping kids and shit, and all that shit. That's the shit I won't. I'll draw the line.
Oh my god! I don't understand. Hold on. None of this is an opinion. They're all actions. Like someone. Like, I'm asking. Like, what opinion could someone have that you would be like, I'm not gonna be friends? It sounds like nothing, because you're basically saying they would have to commit terrible crimes
if they viewed everything that I think is wrong, then I'm not your friend. Like, if you think it's okay to fucking touch little kids, yeah, I'm not your friend. That's my. If your opinion is like, hey, it's okay that these things happen or whatever, like, it's all right. I'm questioning your ability as a human being. Like, if you think it's okay to have sex traffickers, I'm questioning that.
These are objectively horrible things. Like you.
Those are my fucking things. What the fuck you want? Are you giving your fucking opinion on things that you don't like? You don't like certain shit. They don't like certain shit. I give my opinion. You guys are fucking.
I guess I've never met anybody in my entire life who holds these views. So it seems like a nonsensical list of things. I don't like realistically. Is there anybody in the world? Is there anybody in the world that you're just like, I can't fuck with them because of their views? That are
I don't fuck with Trump because of his fucking views. That's one, right? Is that good enough? Or you guys want me to continue
so
on?
What does Trump believe that you think? Because
the man's an idiot. The man thinks that Mexicans back. I don't know. He changes his views on shit. Like all the immigrants are drug dealers and rapists and shit. Like that's fucking stupid. And then saying other shit. Like the man's retarded. His views is retarded. The Clintons, another group of people that are fucking retarded.
Can you stop? Stop! Why do you go so hard?
Stop, Tony.
Why y'all screaming? Oh, because I'm saying the R word. That's another problem I have with you motherfuckers. Let's get into that shit. Y'all niggas, because society view words.
Docket.
The society view certain words as offensive. I get it. But I'm not saying that to fucking generalize a group of fucking people.
We just talked about
this earlier.
No, because
I'm good. Because what this is gonna do, this is really gonna get real deep into the pod shit, and I'm good. I'm not gonna do that. We can, y'all niggas just live.
I don't know what you're upset about. So you're saying that basically, if you use a word without intent to like generalize or speak bad on a person, then it's okay to use
certain words. Like I'm not gonna be out there screaming the F
but
word.
Like why?
Because I'm not meaning it towards that. Like
no, I'm sorry.
Me growing up,
I don't
use
disagree.
these.
I'm saying why certain words.
Because me growing up, those words weren't meant for. Like they weren't really trying to. At that time, growing up, that wasn't meant to discriminate those type of people.
Yeah,
now people are doing it, so now it's like, oh, you can't say that word. It's like I'm not talking about them group of people. I'm not, or a group of anybody, like whatever the word I'm going to be using.
So the thought process is, though, you are grouping people that have that would be a medical term that would be applied to them in with people that you think are idiots, ignorant people, naive people, whatever correct term you want to use for it. And people that are just listening to this randomly don't know your intent. They're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you're using an ableist term.
No, I get that, but at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna be out here like screaming out certain shit and trying to actually pass on hate. I'm not a hateful person. I don't pass on hate. Just like that one time on Facebook when I saw funny shit on fucking Facebook, right? Funny memes, and I'll just not thinking much of it. I'll just fucking repost it because I thought the picture or something on it was funny. Pucho's like, yo, you sound like a bigot. Doughboy follows that train. Oh, you're a bigot. And then certain people started, like, as soon as y'all started commenting on that, I'm like, yo, wait, I wasn't agreeing with the post. I was just reposting because this one little part's funny. And you're like, oh, you sound racist. I'm like, fuck y'all niggas. If y'all think I'm racist, don't fuck with me. Because y'all know I'm not fucking racist. And I told everybody on the post that shit too. I was like, yo, if y'all really think I'm a bigot, don't fuck with me then, nigga, because you don't fucking know me. Fuck out of here. I'm not a fucking racist. I don't hate people who are gay. I don't hate anybody for their religion basis. I use certain words that don't mean the same words that I say with you guys. Like, I'll say the word bitch. Y'all hate that shit. But I'm not meaning it towards a female. I'm not meaning it towards a specific type of thing. It's just the way I talk. Yeah, that shit sounds maybe ignorant.
So
I'm not trying to pass on hate.
I do think
you know what I mean. Yeah,
I do think you are confused about the problem with the word bitch, because there's no problem with using that word in general. It's when
y'all niggas have a problem.
No. This is why I'm saying you're confused. It's when you're referring to a woman specifically as a bitch. Like instead of saying my wife, you say my bitch or something. That's problematic.
I call myself a seafood bitch all the time.
If I say to you guys, right, have a conversation, right? I was like, instead of saying my wife, but oh, that's my bitch. Do y'all find that disrespectful?
Yes.
Yeah.
That I'm calling my wife, that's my bitch. She's like my
she's
bitch.
Not
that's
yours.
Disrespectful to y'all.
Shit is degrading.
I guess life is different for everybody. I've heard Pucho call Lisa acting like a bitch. I heard Doughboy call other bitches. I never heard Mateo say it. But it's like when I do it, y'all motherfuckers want to point the eye and look at me crazy. So it's just like, all right, cool. I'll be the bad guy that y'all want to look at in this podcast and be like, oh, you keep saying this shit. When I heard you guys say this shit before, because you don't say it. Because you don't say it on the train a bitch. No, because you don't say it on the pod. It's different. So it's like y'all putting y'all business suit on here right now, but then keeping it different on the pod.
I think people.
Be you, nigga. Don't be you.
I think
that's all I'm saying. Like you come here on this pod and want to be like, oh, it's fucking, oh, we can't say bitch. I think about females. But in the street, y'all want to say it.
I think this is the other side of this conversation that I wanted to get into, honestly, because my buddy Josh was telling me that he still has Republican. He's the man spent 8 years in Southern Alabama, right? That's a racist area. There's a lot of bigotry there. He told me that he thinks that you can be friends with people that you agree with about their views on racism and things like that, because you can influence them to be better. Like you can level them up. You can one up them. This is not. And I think that this segues perfectly into this. This is not us attempting to say that you are a bigot or anything. We're saying that you are using phrases and terminology that people use to discriminate against other marginalized groups.
No, I understand that. And I'm just saying to you guys, like, I'm not trying to pass on hate. I'm just saying those words.
If something walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it might be a duck, man. And you're doing the walk and the talk with some of the words and the phrasing that you use.
It's hard to say that you understand and then you use the word "but" right after. It means that you don't really understand.
All right, so then, do you know what? We'll have a whole fucking thing here. I'm not gonna say it on this pod or at all, right? I'm not gonna say it. The moment you fucking say it, I'm gonna kill you and drill you for it.
Yes, please.
That's it.
Please do.
I'm gonna kill you and drill you for it because I'm not literally describing. When I said the R word, retard, when I say I'm not trying to disrespect any special need kids or anything out there, right? But using the word, you can do that. That's I guess that's passing the hate on, right?
Tony, I say please do, because I think that's the entire spirit of this podcast. I think that's the spirit of our friendship in general. Even before this fucking podcast came up, I think the spirit of friendship is holding each other accountable to be better than you were before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, like, y'all know when it slips up, when I slip up and say the word, I'm not trying to disrespect, but you guys hold it like, gosh, yeah, you said that's like fuck, like my bad. I didn't mean to use the word. It's growing up, nigga. These words is the word. Like even saying nigga, I'm from I grew up in a population where that's Hispanics and blacks will say it to each other all the time, and now saying it is a problem. Like Pucho makes subconscious moves not to say nigga as much, but he does it. I think Doughboy does it. Mateo, I never heard you say the word.
Not my word
ever. But it's like even some people have a problem like saying, "Oh, you're saying the N word, nigga." It's like, bro, I grew up differently. And also I'm not white. You know what I mean? And yes, I say that because white people shouldn't say the N word. And even some, and I have a friend, John. He's black and he hates when anybody says the N word. Doesn't matter. And he always used to tell everybody that he hung with, yo, don't say that word. He even told me a couple of times when I'm arguing with his own brother and his own brother would say it, he'd be like, yo, stop saying that word. And it's like, I get it. Like, yeah, we shouldn't say the N word, but it's hard. It's hard not to say it. You're not saying it in a bad way. It's just like, I guess growing up, you're systematically just, that word is just like saying hello almost.
Right. So what I mean? The thing that I find confusing is that if you say it and you shouldn't say it,
it just slips.
It just slips. When people call you out and be like, yo, chill, like, try to be a little bit more mindful, you shouldn't get so offended and get so like riled up about it. Like
so y'all go hard.
Saying all I said.
Not you. Doughboy went extra hard with it.
You said retarded like 5 times before I said, all right. I
think it was twice.
I was like, you're.
Okay. That's Tony. Besides the point. We're not doing rewind. We're not doing a rewind.
Play it back, Tony. I'm not. You said it a number of times that I was just like, all right. One time, maybe a slip up. Trump is that. Then the Clintons are that, and then this, and I'm like, all right, dude, you like, yeah.
You already passed the threshold
I thought it might have been a slip
of
up, so
slip-ups?
I thought it was a slip up, so I shut the fuck up. You saying it so many times, I'm like, all right, bet let's try to correct this because I think it's fucked up. Personally, I don't like hearing that word.
And just for everyone out there, I do not disrespect. I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting anybody of handicap abilities or disabilities at all.
Right.
I just used the word as a reference to whatever.
Stupidity.
I get it.
You conflate having a. I'm not saying that you're doing this, but by using the word, you're conflating someone who has like they're basically autistic, right? Is what the, when people say retarded, right? That's what they're saying is like you either have some mental handicap or you have autism, and you're those things being conflated with being an idiot or stupidity.
Yeah. And once again, that's just still the ignorant side, I guess.
Yeah,
right.
But
like
the fact that you were so offended and got so angry and all this pushback and all this, and then you're talking about like how we talk off pod and on pod.
Yeah, because y'all say the same shit I've said. Besides the I don't know about the retard thing, but
and to that I say
the R word.
And to that I say call us out, man. I'm 100% serious.
100%.
Like hold us accountable too. I don't know if there's anything I do, but if there is, fucking man, call it out. 100%. I want.
You're probably the only one here, Mateo, that's never. Well, I also don't hang out with you as much as I do with Pucho or Doughboy in life, but
get in Discord,
even
man.
on here, you've never really said it. Well, Discord, but on here, you never really said it. But it's just like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm as a dad now, I have to progressively get this done quicker, especially for this guy. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I am changing every single day. And it's just like, I don't want it to be like, oh, like you're just a hateful guy. I'm not. And if people think that that's their opinion, cool. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. Like you are an ant to me in my world. Like I don't care. But at the same time, I can, I guess, understand and see what you're trying to say at some point sometimes. But like I said, I just got to change for this guy pretty much is what needs to happen for a better future.
All we can change is the world around us, the world directly around us. So, I'm just trying to make it a little bit better, bud.
One up your life.
So, Tony, get us out of this episode of Jerry Sprint, the One Up podcast.
Yeah, for real. Well, to all the fans and everybody out there, please like us on all platforms. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even TikTok. Doughboy made a nice TikTok, the One Up podcast. Like us, subscribe. As you can see, we don't really hide our issues with each other on the pod.
I think if you actually go back to 1999, you can find our MySpace page and our Zanga page.
Zanga. Forgot about that.
Did MySpace exist in 1999?
I don't know, man. I forget when
it came out. Like 03.
Yeah, 04.
I would love to see our MySpace page now. I would love to see that.
Definitely glitters.
Angsty teenagers.
You had glitters on your shit?
You don't remember all the fucking crazy things you could do?
Rotating.
No, a lot of people had glitters. No, I was the too cool for MySpace. I never had a MySpace.
Damn.
Shit, I didn't even have a Facebook till 2010. 2011
wow.
or some shit.
You didn't have a picture?
Well, thank again for listening and being here and liking and subscribing. We appreciate everybody. And go one up yourself.